Welcome to Sweeping the Country. I'm your host, Derek Walker. My co-host, the healthy, clean bill of health, Mr. Jimmy Carter. Hey, Jimmy.
Oh, man, I'm glad, because I had pneumonia, and that was bad, and I don't get your pneumonia shots, folks. You don't want, if you can get pneumonia, you surely don't want it, and that may save your life. It won't keep you, in some cases, from getting pneumonia, but it could make you keep it where it won't be so bad. Yeah. Really important you do that, and I heard that again today, the pneumonia shot and the flu shot. Flu shots usually come out in September, the new ones, and you should definitely do that. So,
well, I've been lucky, knock on wood, but you also lucky, knock on wood. You're out of the woods now. That's fantastic.
Yeah, well, let's just hope them. I didn't know I was ever going in the woods.
Well, nobody did. We were surprised.
And some people think I got this pneumonia out west.
Oh, on the trip that we saw you on?
Funky thing going on in the West that several doctors that are not connected with each other said something about it.
Interesting. Interesting.
I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you're over it, and I'm sure there's a lot of people listening.
So here we are in the middle of summer. Normally in the middle of summer, there's nothing going on because the Congress leaves and Senate's getting ready to leave.
Yeah.
And we do have an Iran war going on. But the story that they're all jumping on this week is the missile meltdown, the fact that are we out of a lot of missiles?
Yeah, I saw that with Hegseth, yeah.
I mean, Hegseth and just all kinds of people have leaked out stories that were very low on Patriot and very low on THAAD and very low on other things. I mean, we've been shooting them out like BBs and the BB gun, with Ukraine the last 5 or 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
And they've been shooting up, boom, 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 boom. And then Israel, shooting, we've been giving them a lot of stuff or selling it, whatever you want to call it. But between all those things and Iran, I'm not surprised that we're down. They said it takes, and some of these missiles take over a year to make, so they can only speed up so much.
Okay, so now I've heard some things kind of the other way early on, not right recently, but early on. When we started shipping weapons to Ukraine, it allowed us to clear out old inventory and then refresh our new inventory, right? Mm. And so evidently that's not keeping pace. But, I mean, I ran a distribution company, Jimmy, for 12 years. One of the biggest things you can do, especially with perishable products, which I imagine ammunition has a shelf life of some sort. I don't know. But, I mean, you have to keep a par level of inventory in order to operate, right? You can't fall below that. You can't. There's a number, and that number is what you try to hit all the time. So I'm really struggling with the fact that we're out. I mean, who is watching
out? But I think we're down in areas where we don't want to be.
Okay, fair.
And, we do have other dangerous places that could crop up. And again, you can't speed up production, but only so much.
Right.
They're already working, I think, 24-hour shifts, and they can only double the number, but that's a low number compared to what we're shooting or what we've been shooting.
It just seems like they should be able to keep track of that. I mean, even though you start running low, okay, well, here's where we're going to beef it up. And
I think we've known for a couple of years, but I think also that, you had some administrations that defense was, there's all kinds of things that they, that's the Obama didn't care about that particularly. And then the first Trump administration, I don't think they knew particularly what was going on.
Yeah,
completely.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
And because they were new and I don't think they expected to win. And they were trying to clean up after, because it's always, Republicans seem to always clean up the Defense Department after the Democrats left.
That is so true.
The Democrats want to give all the money away to people, I guess, who they think need it, and then it usually cuts the Defense Department. So we've got forts and places where the military live, that they should live in at least decent places. And these places are old, built, 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. And so they want a lot of money right now to be able to build back some of these, the housing and doing some of that it's the same way we've done with our road system.
Oh, gosh.
People go to places, well, even Europe, but they go to places like China, and the road system is, fantastic. Everything looks like a new interstate, there between all their cities. And, man, you drive between New York and Washington, and it's like that somebody's bombed it. You know, I mean, a lot of the times we just don't take care of our infrastructure. It's something you got to keep up with all the time.
Yeah.
And we go decades without doing anything. It's the same way. I mean, I don't know where this country is in a lot of things. You know, I wonder sometimes when we had a great railroad system in this country, still do for freight.
Yeah, we do.
We just let it go. You know, we're going to go fly planes now. When knowing that the rail had a lot more capacity than planes, but the planes were all the new sexy thing. So we put all our eggs in that basket.
Yeah.
And let the rail go to hell. Well, the rail in the Northeast is still important.
Mm-hmm.
Northwest now they want to put they want to put a lot of money into rebuilding Penn Station, and I mean, there's just so much infrastructure that nobody wants to spend money on, and we do, but we don't want to because it's not sexy.
Where does the money go, though? I mean, we're still paying our taxes, right? The money's still going to our government.
Well,
so
look and see, you know, I mean, God, I got to be careful.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, because I don't want to get in the doghouse with too many people. But just look at how much money, you know, these presidents spend flitting around here and there, you know, with these planes. And there's a lot of, you know, that's the Doge thing. I don't know. I guess some people say it failed. I didn't understand.
I don't know either.
But it sounded like a good idea for a while. I don't know if it was or not. But the fact that we waste a lot of money in government, some of it we just don't understand of why it was there. Some of it is truly a waste. Mm-hmm. And now they're going after fraud. And I don't doubt that that's going on. I think the Medicare system and a lot of these things are ripe with fraud.
Sure.
But trying to catch those people, they're pretty smart criminals at the end of the day.
Yeah, they've been getting away with it. So, I mean, they must know what they're doing, you know, how to do it. But, yeah, I'm fascinated by that.
You know, if you look at the big picture of things, all right, Trump is a populist. You know, he's one of those, he does what the people want him to do. You know, he's one of those, and not what the party necessarily wants him to do.
Yeah, that I think is fair.
And he has some, you know, pretty strong opinions about this and that.
Yes, he does.
His strong opinions make the other side of the fence crazy. That's why they call it Trump Derangement Syndrome. Mm-hmm. They've got TDS. It makes them really crazy. Some more crazy than others. Mm-hmm. Frankly, the far right and the far left make me crazy. But for some, it's just the far left or the far right. Mm-hmm. Well, I think Trump has made these people so crazy in the past 2 years. And getting involved with this Iran situation was probably the straw that broke the camel's back with a lot of people. And that's a mess situation that's been a mess for every administration, you know, as long as there's been the Middle East. And it doesn't show any signs of, you know, does anybody believe they're going to do anything that's right? They've never agreed. They agreed to crap, and then they just ignore it 3 miles later. They're just trying to kick the can down the road until the midterms are over with. A blind man could see that. But, you know, again, have we shot all our bombs? I don't think we've shot all our bombs. We have lots of bombs. So we can bomb them, but whether or not we can safely, you know, our standoff missiles that we use to protect things and to kill their radar systems and stuff, we might have gotten a little low in that area. And if it is, we can't go in there because they've rearmed with Chinese and Russian radars. Mm-hmm. And we're going to, you know, here we go again. But it's costing us a fortune.
Yeah, it is.
Over there. You know, billions and billions of dollars, and then billions and billions of dollars to build it all back after it's over with. The, you know, people with the oil thing, with gas as high as it is, now they say oil price is creeping back. I didn't see where it closed up today, but
I'll find out.
You know, it went down to 75, and now it's at let's see here. The answer is 78. So it's up a little bit. It's up a little bit. Then when it was 75, the market was down 464 today. Oil was pressuring the stocks, and 450 was the end of a 5-day winning streak. The Hormuz Straits plan reportedly block U.S.-Israeli ship. U.S. rejects impedance. You know, we're going round in circles with these Iranians. Round and around and around we go.
That's how they do everything, Jimmy. I mean, that is how they've done it forever. It just perpetual war. Perpetual.
But the most serious thing that's going on, that's bad.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to get out of that, what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But this communist thing that's going on, I think Trump has made, again, so many people so crazy on the far left. It's created an appetite for people that are, full of it. Full-blown communism, but they're saying, oh, I'm for the people. I'm here to help the worker. They hate Israel. Okay, that's pretty clear, where they stand about that. But they're the Trojan horse.
Agree 100%.
The Trojan horse.
They're labeling themselves the Democratic Socialists of America, right?
Well, golly, study anything about communism. You'll see that the root of any of that stuff was to help the worker. Mm-hmm. From whether it was Hitler or Stalin or Khrushchev or any of them, they all were about the worker. But as soon as they got in, the limousine liberals stayed in charge, and the worker, was down there working for 5 cents an hour.
Right.
But some people are just too stupid to see that. And hopefully the people in the United States that are left that still have a brain that, that don't have Trump Derangement Syndrome or MAGA kooks, that are way far on the other side, that want some equally almost crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. We got to get a hold of this during this midterm.
And Jimmy, it's funny because it's not funny, but it's in an interesting way. Like, it's unusual that we have seen this, transition where it was the quiet side of the government, the people that were kind of in the minority that were saying, oh, we need communism or socialism. Now, you're watching headline news where they're having rallies and they're going for it. It's in your face.
They don't see that Trump is doing anything for them. They don't see it because gas prices have gone up. And when gas prices go up, food prices go up. Houses have already gone. I don't know. I hadn't found out who's to blame for making $150,000 houses, $400,000 houses, which they've done. I don't quite understand how that occurred, but it did. And they're desperate. You got a whole generation of people that are desperate for someone to help them do something. And so they're going to reach out for that person because the people on the other side don't appear to be doing anything.
Right. Their
messaging is terrible. And again, they've gotten caught up in, this in the Middle Eastern shuffle. They drank some of that Kool-Aid. So here we are caught in quicksand, over there.
That's a good way to describe it. There is some quicksand. I don't know what the remedy is for that. I really don't. I don't know if there is a remedy because there's a whole sect of society that has kind of been raised that way. So I don't know that they don't know any different, right?
You saw the true colors when the other day there was, Trump was, getting ready to bomb them into the new millennium.
Yeah.
I think they had everything ready to go. And Saudi Arabia and all the Middle Eastern countries and Pakistan and all those other people called him and begged him not to do it, so he didn't do it. At the end of the day, they stick together. The Middle Eastern countries stick together. They're not going to go on the U.S. side for very long. That's why you can't trust pretty much any of them. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, their brotherhood's going to stick together.
Yeah, that's true. I just want to go back just real quick on the Democrats and the Democratic Socialist Party. I think a lot of people are confused as to the difference. There is a difference. It's not just Democrats. It's Democrats that are socialists, Democratic Socialists. I don't think that was an accident that they put Democratic in front of socialist. I think they wanted to confuse everybody.
Well, Democratic in that you're electing them, I guess. But
yeah, in that sense.
And this guy, this Michigan dude, El Said or whatever, he's a real good speaker. Mm-hmm. And, here's one of his lines was, and I remember it because it was effective. Yeah. We want you to pay your taxes. Okay, well, he's telling people to pay their taxes.
Okay, good.
And we want that money to be collected. And we want that tax money to go to helping people down here, not paying for bombs to kill people in a far-off country. Well, that kind of message really rings with a lot of people under the age of 30.
Sure it does.
And so that's where they say that that guy's strongholds are highly educated women.
Interesting.
Highly educated women is at the top of it.
Okay, fair.
And this has always been the case. They used to call them limousine liberals.
Mm-hmm.
Bernie Sanders is flying all over the place, acting like he's in a private jet and everything else, and so is Elizabeth Warren and all the rest of them.
Yeah, 100%.
But they're acting like that they're living in a hut,
right,
somewhere,
just like us,
and sharing their beans and Kool-Aid.
Right.
They're eating steaks every night.
Sure they are.
So, I mean, it's and that AOC and all the rest of them, and the squad. They're extremes. We don't need extremes.
No, I mean,
we don't need extremes on the right side either. Either one of those, far. We need people that are more in the middle about things.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
They want to close down. For example, they want to close down prisons, which is just the craziest idea I've ever heard.
And where do we put the criminals?
But what I think, but what the middle ground is, and I don't think they really mean that. And then the other side wants to lock everybody up.
Yeah,
we can't build enough prisons to lock everybody up.
No,
the people who are the people that don't go around with guns robbing people, like they got caught with pot or or they flim-flam somebody.
Non-felony or criminals?
It's got a word for it.
Violent criminal?
Non-violent, the non-violent convicted criminals need to be in one place, and the hard criminals need to be on an island surrounded by sharks. I mean, that's just as simple as you can make it.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
They need to be in low-impact, prisons that are camps where they have to do some work.
Yeah.
Or provide for their own stuff, do their own laundry, do everything like that. That's in the nonviolent. The violent ones, we bring them their, 2 or 3 meals that are very scant a day.
Yeah.
And just don't abuse them, but kill the ones that get the death penalty. That's always been a real sore subject with me.
Me too.
If a court and a jury convicts someone and gives them the death penalty, and then 20 years later they're still on death row, appealing and doing all kinds of stuff, that's a bunch of crap.
I would agree.
That's terrible.
I would agree because I look at it like the sentence is death, right? The sentence is 10 years. If
that's what they give you, yeah.
Yeah, if they give you 10 years, they don't let you hang out in public and then let you appeal for 20 years before you serve your 10 years, right? You go right in. That's your punishment. So if your punishment is death, let's get it over with and move on.
I mean, we're just the common sense stuff. It just the prison stuff doesn't make sense. And another thing doesn't make sense is the American court system. Just in the civil courts, where if you're having a will that needs to be contested or anything like that, it takes forever
to
get through the system. And I don't hear any politician complaining about that. The basics of our criminal justice system, part of it is sure and swift justice. Well, ain't nothing swift about our justice.
Yeah, that's true.
And a lot of times it ain't sure. I mean, it takes so long to get these people tried. And that shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I really don't.
They need an adequately prepare. Absolutely. Do what you got to do to prepare them. But to kick the can down the road and try to, just stretch things out. No. I mean, that's wrong.
No, and you're right. And so as we watch this whole agenda coming across where the police are demilitarized, which is one of the things they stand on, it's like, okay, great. So now the police have no weapons, so the people are still going to get them. And guess what's going to happen? It's just
like banning booze,
Right,
it's just,
right.
It's just everything. It's just some of that stuff is just absolutely knee-jerk stupid.
Right.
And we just got to quit being stupid. We're running out of time for stupid.
I don't know.
On the Trump side of the page,
yeah.
I mean, I know that people that love everything he does, but he really has offended almost everybody in the world
at some point.
As far as the countries,
yeah.
I mean, we used to have a lot of allies. I don't know who's on our team these days. I just hadn't figured out how. He says Canada's cheated on us real bad, and I don't know. I just shake my head, don't know what the real truth is about so many things these days. I read both sides of it, and I just say, oh, wow.
I do too. I look at, this ending the war machine and, pulling our embassies out from all the other countries and doing, it's so lack of experience will make you go, oh yeah, that seems like a good idea on paper.
Yeah.
That's what it is, 100%. And so until they experience it, which is going to be too late when you experience it. We've already experienced it, and we've already found out it doesn't work. So this is how we're doing it in order to survive in a free country. And as you introduce these things again that that hasn't been lived or experienced, then they'll learn, and we'll be gone by then. It's just too bad for our grandkids. That's all. I mean, it really.
I know.
is.
I worry about that all the time, and I
do too.
Just some of this stuff just leaves you. I have to go away from it for a while. I really do. I have to de-news myself a little bit because, it's just plenty of ways to. You live out in the Northwest,
yeah,
and it is beyond sad watching what those fires. And here's a guy that said,
man,
if he really did it, if the guy really did it,
yeah,
and they're sure he did it. I mean, that should be the firing squad or hanging him in the court square.
Something. I mean, that is unbelievable. I mean, the last check I saw, there's missing people, but there were something like 700 homes burned. The people missing. No deaths that I could find as a result.
I think there was finally something.
Was there? Okay,
somebody. Yeah, maybe
but yeah,
not.
Are you kidding? You in your twisted mind, not you, this guy. It's okay to fire up this, to start a fire and cause this kind of destruction. What benefit does that person have in society? And I don't mean to be the jury or the judge. I'm just saying, tell me what the benefit is.
Well, sometimes you're not sure if somebody really does what they're in trouble for. So, okay, I have to, and I don't know that guy really did it. If he did what they say he did, but once they prove it,
throw the book at
they
him.
really prove it, or he confesses, or whatever.
Yeah,
you can't punish that guy enough.
No, it's awful. It is.
And
awful.
think about how much doubt has been created about the kid that killed Charlie Kirk.
Oh yeah, where did that go, or where did it come from? I mean,
they're just people saying. Just all kinds of doubt about that, enough where, okay, well, maybe I don't think they're right, but wow, that's what all you have to do is convince one juror that you're not sure.
Yeah.
And the defense has done a great job of misinformation, I think, and everything about that. I've heard so many conspiracy theories. Goes back to the internet. Is probably, up there with penicillin as one of the great inventions of our time.
Yeah.
But unlike penicillin, the internet is probably one of the worst things that's ever happened.
I would agree. I mean, you've said it before, and I'll even quote you. It's the Wild West, and it is. And
it's so many things that go on, and again, I'm sorry, but you got to blame the government a little bit. They monitored broadcasting, AM radio, then FM radio, and television. Mm-hmm. I mean, you couldn't go boo on there without fear of getting in trouble with the FCC. And when the internet came around, they didn't care if you were doing the hardcore porn or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Everything was okay. No consequences. And how in the world did that happen?
I don't know.
How in the world did that happen?
I don't know, but every time you say something like that or I hear something like that, I think to myself, there's also a dark web, right? Which is worse than anything.
I've never been there, but I hear
how much darker can it be? I mean,
giving out your Social Security numbers and then
all the crime
and all that. Why are we not shutting that down?
I don't know because we never figured out how to do it before we let the invention go rampant. I don't know.
I guess.
I don't know, but here we are with AI again.
I spend all my time shaking. I love parts of AI. I did something today. I created an image. I created an image, and it did it, and that was great. I would have never created it. I wouldn't have gone out to pay a graphic artist for it, so I didn't put anybody out of work because I would have never commissioned it in the first place. But since it was there and I could do it, I did it. Okay. So there are things that, I think it's going to be a job ender for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But as we see government rules and all this stuff, I don't even know what we do have done for a living, our whole career is even going to be there in 10 more years. Broadcasting seems to be gone. I mean, every day it's something new. Every day it's, if it's AM radio is going down the chute, real quick, and FM is probably not far behind. And TV, people cut the cable because the cable was too expensive. And so the streaming came up, and now all these companies that provide content, they're completely into streaming, don't want anything to do with free broadcasting, which was a big part of our country.
Yeah, I think the only thing I really even engage with, and this is what makes me think this is what keeps all of that alive, I mean radio, TV, all of it, is the local news broadcast, the local.
But it's all dying. Local news
is
dying.
And I don't understand. People just don't tune
because
in
number
anymore.
one, people aren't watching, but people cut off the cable. How many people do you know have a TV antenna?
Just me and my son.
Not many. Yeah, you and your son. That's about it. I don't know anybody else in my world that has one. I wish I had one.
I do.
But I'm not going to pay to get it fixed, put up there.
No, I just have
I don't
rabbit
watch that
ears.
much TV. See, I don't watch that much TV anymore.
Well, there's nothing.
If I want to see something, I watch it on my phone. I watch World News Tonight on my telephone most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. You can pretty much a la carte everything you need. But then again, what are you getting? What's your source? Where are you getting it from? What is it a trusted? Like I look for any of the networks. I look for any of that, like CBS, NBC, ABC, whether it's Fox or CNN or any of those. I look for those just to know that, okay, it's probably fairly accurate, the story. But there's so much out there. Joe Bob's News is out there if you want it. And some people like Joe Bob's News. I just don't know what kind of...
Well, I don't trust Joe Bob's News.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where he gets it from.
That's what I mean, yeah. Yeah. 100%.
I was reading, I don't particularly... I am a multi-million miler lifetime platinum, I think, on American.
Okay.
And I was reading where American Airlines said, we'll stop letting elite frequent flyers jump from coach to business class through free upgrades on some of its longest flights. Complimentary upgrades to business if they bought a premium economy. So, they're just little by little, they cut out whatever perks, they had.
Yeah.
They've really gotten money hungry at these airlines. Really.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I noticed
their
that.
Rates are high as a kite. That's one of the reasons. I mean, yeah, their fuel costs are high, but man, they're something.
Yeah. No, I've noticed that with my wife who travels a lot. She'll have a program and then she'll say, oh, they changed the program. Oh, they changed the program. And so she doesn't quite get what she used to get or what they told her she was going to get. And, she's dedicated to one airline because
you have to be.
Yeah.
You have to be that, and you have to dedicate to one hotel group. Because if you're ever going to have any chance of somebody needing to give you a break on when push comes to shove, you better be one of their loyal people.
Yeah, it's true. 100% true.
You don't have a choice on that.
No doubt about it. Well, I don't know, Jimmy. I look at the things you've said today, and it's always intriguing to me. But
yeah, I'm just so confused. That's where I stand.
I agree.
I don't. I just kind of shake my head. I don't say I can't even believe that people are seriously voting for people who are communist in America, the America I grew up with. And someone made a point of saying, when you see any of the Democrats, and particularly those people, the socialist Democrats, you'll never see an American flag behind them. If you see a Republican, you'll always see an American flag behind them. So is that where we are? Really?
I don't. Well, I mean, yes. I mean, think about it. They don't represent what this country stands for, right? Which is freedom, which is capitalism. They don't represent any of that. So why would they have the United States flag? I mean, I don't know. I think that's interesting. My son moved over the weekend to a new place, and when he got there, he said one of the first things he wanted to do was get the flag up on his house. And he's pretty middle of the road, kind of political, not extreme either way. And I found that fascinating, but I feel like the flag is a symbol of something else to the left. I really do. I don't know what it is, but I could see how they leave it out. And if you didn't tell me that, I would have never noticed it. But now I will.
Subliminal. It's subliminal, but it's just terrible.
Fascinating.
Terrible.
Fascinating.
But right now, after all this, I can see if you could. I'm going to have me a piece of cheesecake.
That looks delicious. Why are you eating it right in front of me? You could have waited. We got 5 minutes.
Well, I couldn't. It was sitting there looking at me, and it was cold when we started. It's a little bit cool still.
All right. Well,
So
let's let Jimmy
hear all this crappy talk. I'm going to eat some cheesecake.
eat your way out of depression. That's what.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's let Jimmy eat his cheesecake. I guess I'll go grab
Please.
a handful of peanuts and a Dr. Pepper, and we'll do all this again next week right here on
Okay.
Sweeping the Country. Till then, I'm Derik Walker. He is
Cheesecake Carter.
Cheesecake.
Also known as Jimmy Carter.
Good day.
Yum, yum.